Welcome to another edition of Turn 6 Garage, and today we drive another SUV, this time a 2022 Mercedes GLC300 4Matic. For the privilege of driving this vehicle, you need $100,000. Thanks to Mercedes-Benz's fixed price guarantee. You can't discount that. Wish they gave you better steering though. Tip this into a corner and understeer. First thing I notice, understeer. It just wants to understeer everywhere I go.
It wants to become a garden statue from someone's front yard.
Yeah, I'm hustling this around corners, same corners I hustle the GLA around, and again, I'm getting the same vibe. Understeer, 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 understeer. This is based off a C-Class. It's meant to be rear-wheel drive. Why is it understeering? It should be more precise into the corners.
It could probably blindfold you. I mean, you're going down the same roads as the GLA, so blindfold, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference which car you're in.
Oh, there's only difference I can tell is this thing rides a lot better than that.
Oh.
You can tell the ride's a lot cushier. That is a plus. The ride isn't too bad in this car.
You hope so, being an SUV.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so for the money you pay for it. The ride's actually not too bad. In a straight line, it's not a bad car. If you were going down a highway, this wouldn't be a bad car. It's not the same comfort I feel behind the wheel of an E or an S or any other Mercedes that I would associate with this sort of money. Like my E in 1997 was $92,000, but it felt, when you drove it, it felt absolutely brilliant. It still does feel brilliant. This, no, it does not feel brilliant.
You really can't compare it directly with your E.
My E didn't have a lot on it, but...
Price range. Price-wise, sorry.
You got more for your money in 1997 in terms of driving performance, not so much in features. And that's the other thing with this car. There's so many features, there's so much information in front of me here. I mean, it's distracting. You got head-up display there, you've got digital dials here, you've got your screen here, you've got everything. Like, you don't know almost where to look. It's just one glance. It's just everything. It's just full of information.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of buttons lying around the cabin area, that's fine, I feel like. But yeah, it's on your dash, you've got a whole cacophony of information directly in front of you where your speed is. But also you've got this mini television as well, right in front of you, giving you all these options to really select, basically, and it's just, yeah. It's
unnecessary information that gets in the way of driving.
It's like they're trying to sell you a phone with the car.
It is like I put a big mobile phone here. It goes quick, but again, every time I want to accelerate, the speed warning just flashes and it tells you what gear to go into. Come on. It's the ultimate nanny state in front of you. Nick, if you had $100,000 to buy a car, would you buy this?
No. Of course not.
No. 100K.
I don't want to feel like I'm sitting in one of those, what are they called? Those rooms where they've got all these circuit boards and
computer
wiring all over the place.
Room. What are those?
Except the button and sort of, I guess, information version of that. Just all this stuff in your face, basically. I don't like that. I prefer the more simple layout that an older car has over something a lot newer like this.
Having driven this, you know.
Like, to me, this is more style rather than, oh, this is a lot better than a car with less. For me, like, there's, you know, cars like this where there's a lot going on, and there's cars where there's not a lot going on, and I prefer that. So why pay extra for more when I don't really...
When you don't need it.
So the answer is no, because of that reason. Also the gearbox and the fact that it's an SUV, but that's pretty much anything really.
The gearbox also, while it's got performance, the gearbox just literally tells you what gear to be, and even if it's in manual mode, it'll change gears for you.
Oh yeah.
And it goes to D when it's in manual mode. Oh, come on.
I was going up a hill actually, and the car was in a low gear to give me speed, but then once I sort of hit the speed limit, it went up a gear, and then my speed might have dropped a few kilometers, and then I put my foot on again to get back up to to the speed limit, and then it dropped the gear to sort of get me up there before going into the higher gear, and then it was a cycle of gear changing between, I don't know what two gears, but dropping to a lower gear for a little bit more speed and then going to a higher gear. It just kept kicking me into that higher gear. So whenever I wanted power, I had to keep dropping the gear. It was frustrating.
I'm at 40 k's an hour and I'm in 4th gear. Like, this is greeny. This is proper greeny shit. This is some greeny has said, this is how you will make the gears work on this car. Drops down from 3rd, then straight to 4th. Come on, keep me in gear, for goodness sake. Just don't keep changing and changing and changing and changing and changing. Make up your mind. One thing we have to acknowledge here is this car sells really well. People love this type of car. They love buying a jacked up.
Yeah, another one.
You're seeing so many around here. Just people love this thing. Mercedes-Benz, if for all its faults, hit their target market with this car. They hit it perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, top marks for how they've set it up. The people, we're obviously not the target market for this car, clearly.
Yeah.
If you are just after a relatively comfortable commuter SUV with a decent badge on it, reasonable tech, and are okay with all this stuff, it's for you. This is perfect for you. If this is your cup of tea, if medium SUVs are your cup of tea, and you like lots of technology, and you're okay paying for it, then this is definitely your cup of tea.
And something with a little bit of power.
Yeah.
If you want that as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a cup of tea. 100 grand. To me, if I was buying a SUV, it'd be either between the Volvo or the Citroen and Peugeot. I don't think I'd buy any of the Germans. The BM, the Audi, the X3 and Q5 don't do it for me. And this is better than those. If it's between the 3 Germans, I'd have this one. But I wouldn't buy any of them over the Volvo or the Peugeot or Citroen. Because at least those cars are interesting. They have at least something about them. The styling is not especially amazing. The build quality, this is a finished built car. I don't know if it's going to hold the course, just feeling it and driving it now. I'm not entirely certain this car will be that reliable. Time will tell, I guess, though, with these cars. How bad is it going to be in 5 or 10 years' time? That's the thing that I always have. That's my reservation with these cars full of technology. Like, what if that digital dashboard breaks? Then what?
Yeah, that's yeah.
And these systems all breaking. Then what?
How much you need to spend to fix them?
Yeah, how much?
Can they be fixed?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Are they meant to be fixed? Very distracting, all these buttons here. We've got your dynamic mode. What can we do here? Oh, we go eco, sport.
This is a fast way to find your
sport plus, yes.
This is a fast way to find yourself in an accident as well. That's the other thing with all these buttons and stuff.
This is.
Imagine if everyone had one of these and they're all fiddling with their
all these buttons. Options. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. Oh wait, there's a car in front of me. Crash.
I'm only on chapter 7. I still got another 30 chapters of information to sift through.
And the other thing, these collision avoidance systems. Having sampled some of them, I don't think they're all they're cranked up to be. Just a thought.
I feel like the front and the reverse ones are to help people park who don't know how to park. Telling them where their front bumper
parkers.
Is. That's like, yeah, exactly. But instead of touching, you've got beep, beep, beep. That's how you know you're parked. I feel like that's what they're for, and what people are coming to appreciate when buying this thing. Not so much the side ones, but more the front and back one.
This stopping you from hitting something, I'm not entirely sure it does. I know people are going to say, oh, but it's meant to do that. I see these things at auctions, crash damage with these systems on it.
Yeah, because
that's pretty bloody damning.
They're too busy looking at all the options.
It shouldn't crash. Oh, but it does.
They're too busy looking at all the options on their little on their mini computer over here, and yeah.
I love how they're not talking about that as a safety issue. I love how they're saying that speed is a safety issue. I love how they're saying that the car's going too fast for a safety issue.
You can't.
Yeah, it's a safety issue, but come on, you can't not consider all these things here.
You can't hold a phone to your ear, but you can get lost in a computer right here.
Yeah. Where does the line end? Where's the line drawn? This thing does go. It does move quick. It doesn't it does go quick. But equally, I can see why people, bloody car thieves and ram raiders, steal things like this now.
Yeah.
This is actually, if anything, you know who this has helped? Ram raiders. This is perfect. These cars, these small SUVs with a lot of power, are perfect for ram raiders. Why steal a Subaru Impreza WRX or a Mitsubishi Evo? Why steal one of them? Now you can steal one of these stupid SUVs. Probably because it's electrical, you can probably gen this keyless entry thing.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how far you have to be from the key. Yes. Nice. But again, the people that probably love these cars more than anyone else are ram raiders. Like, seriously. How do you get a car that you can crash into a store with it, steal your shit, doesn't carry much in the back,
Oh yeah, actually.
go and drive this thing like an absolute hooligan and crash it? Yeah. I mean, it's like they made these fast SUVs for those people. So I wouldn't buy one, because it's like, it's the ultimate. If you like, you used to be all these police camera action shows I watched, and always was a WRX or some form of 5 Series BM or 3 Series BM or Evo or Sierra Cosworth in the UK, or here Holdens and Fords. But now that's all changed. They don't go steal those things now. And some of those wankers used to steal Hyundai XLs because they were piss easy to steal. But it was funny what they used to do to XLs. But
yeah, much like what they do to Kias and Hyundais now.
Yeah, they still steal them. Like they're for your bozo thieves that like to nick them. This is like full Ram Raider car. Not this 300 obviously, but the 43 AMG. Like, if I had one of those, I would have like a proper anti-theft switch off button that with the key insertion. That your average car thief thinks it's a great idea. And it's safe too, which means I can crash it and get out of it and do it again,
Yeah.
bastard. Unlike an XL where you crash it and you die, or get permanently injured, which is not very nice, but again, it was sort of like a little lesson to car thieves. Don't do it again. Even on this bumpy road, the ride's not so bad, even though it's a bit jittery at times.
Yeah.
But again, this doesn't appeal to someone like me. Mind you, this is like, I think the people that like this are those sort of, this is the latte set car. This is perfect for the latte circuit. It is a car, if you're of the latte circuit, get one of these. It's perfect for you. Driving it through town centres, it's actually, the light steering, I can see it now. It doesn't feel so bad when you're driving through little side streets. It's relatively easy to manoeuvre. It's not a car for an open road. It's a car for going to the shops, going in town centres, going into places that are just, again, suburbia. It's perfect for that kind of thing.
Unless it's an open road with no corners.
Yeah, open road, no corners in suburbia, it's not bad. If you drive around suburban streets and you just want a little commuter, it's not a bad car. If you want a commuter SUV that's the 100 grand or less. Although personally, I think I'd still take the Peugeot, Citroën, or the Volvo, or even the Land Rover. I wouldn't mind an Evoque for that money, but again, I like the Evoque's interior compared to this more. Personally like it, but that's just me. I could have bought one many years ago. Glad I didn't though. Probably would have cost an arm and a leg to run.
Yeah.
However, one thing I will say, if you do own one of these, may I recommend investing in some degree of anti-theft. Not, this key's not enough. May I recommend, if you're going to buy one, get a tracker. Get something where you can remotely shut the car off. Because you may need it.
Yeah, if you're going to spend all this money, on the car, you might as well spend a little bit more on making sure that it stays yours.
I think if you're going to buy one of these 100 grand SUVs, my humble advice is this: go and try them all. Go and drive them, feel them, sit in them.
Like that.
You and I would buy for an assortment of old cars. $100,000, we would probably chop it up into like 10 cars.
I'd buy a collection of cars.
Yeah, we would probably chop it up into 10 cars. We are crazy petrol heads. If you are after a medium-sized SUV, try them all. Sit in them, drive them, feel them, experience them. All in your price range, every single one of them. You never know which one you will like. Just because we say something and we think something doesn't mean you will think the same. Go and try them, go and drive them, go and feel them. Don't care if the dealer doesn't like you driving them, drive it. Because you're the one spending that much wedge on that car, you at the very least need to like the way it drives. If you like the Evoque, if you like the X3, you like the Q5, you like this, you like the Macan, like the Volvo, or the Lexus, go for it. Or if you want to try something different, the Peugeot or the Citroen. Again, give the car the time of day. When you're shopping for this sort of money, the best thing you can do is give these things a time of day. Take the time, look at them, feel them, smell them, drive them, sit in them, and also suss out the dealer you're buying it from. What's the after sales service going to be like from this person? And that's probably what the best thing you can do for this sort of money. Or if you're like us and you find these are not your cup of tea, then at least you're giving it a try.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best thing you can do. And that's sort of what I don't like about a lot of people now. They just go and buy whatever they say. It's worth the effort trying it out.
Or whatever people tell them is a good car.
Yeah, doesn't
They
necessarily...
drive that and that's it. They don't have a look at the market and see everything that's available within their price range.
It doesn't necessarily mean, if we don't like it, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad car. It's an opinion. Every one you take, it's an opinion. Cars are subjective. If you like something, then great, enjoy it. And this is where I think that this class of car in the marketplace is a booming class. It's the premium SUV. It's a car that lots of people like. And it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger because they're making every niche crossover, every niche thing imaginable to fit it. And that's why I think you should go and drive them. GLC is a good car if you want a premium SUV and this is your cup of tea, but drive them all. See which one you like the most. This is a good car, but again, in that class of car. It's not our cup of tea. It probably never will be, but it's definitely the class of car that if you were interested, drive them.